Yo, JD here, Limitless. And as you can hear, I've got a massive cold at the moment, so can't do the original intro as I would normally like. But today, we are discussing not F1 2022, but should I say Formula 1 22 as it has been renamed to. And yeah, we're just going to discuss the trailer that we have seen today, which I will put up in a second. And really, I just want to hear what your thoughts are on what you want from this brand new game. What do you feel Codemasters and EA need to deliver in this new title? I'll be giving a few thoughts myself, but before we get into that, try and enjoy this new announcement trailer. And yeah, as you can see from that, it was pretty underwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, it is only an announcement trailer, and I think, well, the only thing we can take from that is the release date, which is going to be the 1st of July. So yeah, that's the only thing we can take. In terms of everything else, there's really nothing. We didn't see any official cars. It was just basically the show car with the new shape of the F1 cars, and yeah, that was pretty much it. So really no details we can take about the game. The only thing that I feel I can confidently say is that probably Jeff is getting replaced, which I've seen some rumors of and some audio from other snippets of the game itself. But other than that, not really too much to take so far. But again, this is going to be a fairly short video, but I just want to hear what you want from F1 22 from a game. A lot of people are probably going to be quite new to the games, but for people like myself who've been playing it for quite a long time, and for me since F1 2010 was my first competitive F1 game, over the years your expectations do change depending on what your previous experience was. And for me, the number one thing that I really would like to see from this game more than anything else is just to have a stable online, and just to have a game where we don't need an enormous amount of patches every single week in order to fix it. Like recently on F1 2021, we've had this massive desync issue, which fingers crossed has been fixed now, but patches should be fixing the game, not creating more problems. So I just really hope that the fundamentals are working, because at the end of the day, the racing is what everyone loves, and when you can have good races against people, you tend to forget about the little issues that you have. But I think for the amount of time that Codemasters have had this game for, and it's not really a new game every single year, if we're being honest, it should be much, much better. Especially with the rise of F1 esports, online, more people playing online multiplayer, the sport growing itself, new people. It really should be a priority, in my opinion, for the distant future. So yeah, hopefully they get the fundamentals working, because I do feel like the main focus each year, as we kind of saw with this announcement trailer, is just trying to build up the hype, but then there isn't much substance after that, and potentially just trying to make as many sales as possible by adding maybe one new feature each game, but then neglecting the real issues, which, if there was a bit more prioritization over those, would make such a complete, amazing game. I feel it's got so much potential, and don't mean to start off negative, but that is just how I feel about the official series. So please let me know what your thoughts are. But along with other things, I'd love to see a different setup option and layout. And we've had the same, pretty much. So we've had aerodynamics, transmission, suspension geometry, suspension, brakes, and tyre pressures. We've had that for the last 3 or 4 years now. Be nice to have a little bit more of a varied setup menu for the cars itself. More customization, so liveries, emblems, the helmets. I think there's a lot more that could potentially be done there. And also a more immersive career mode. I know last year we had a breaking point, and a lot of people enjoyed that, but I feel for the amount of time that Codemasters have had this game, and now with EA being involved as well, hopefully we're going to get a much more immersive career mode, because honestly that's the reason why I haven't really played it, because you're just basically racing AI, then you go back to a room with a laptop and choose a few options, and that's it. I'd love it where you'd actually have a real experience where you're going through the paddock, walking around the paddock, all those kind of things, and I feel for the amount of time we've had this game, that should already be here. So just a much more immersive experience in the career mode would be something I would like. More realistic tracks as well. To be fair to Codemasters, the newer tracks like Portimao, Imola, tracks like that were done quite well, but I feel tracks like Austria, Spa, they've been very, very outdated for quite a long period of time now. So I really hope with EA's resources we could have pretty much more realism in terms of the track layout itself. And why not enable reverse tracks? And like on the previous game 2020, where we had the short variations of Silverstone, Bahrain, they were amazing to drive. I wish we could have those tracks. So rather than just having 20 to 22 tracks, why can't we have up to 50 if you combine the reverse and older tracks as well? Like Estoril, like Brands Hatch, like we used to have, Turkey, old Formula 1 tracks, like Vietnam, which was amazing on the last game. It was just wasted. I wish we could still have those accessible as well. But the main thing that I would really like from this game itself is just more communication between the gaming developer and the community. Because I feel over the years there hasn't really been a great sense of communication. And I've been involved on the inside of this myself for quite a few years. But I feel the main communication is with mainly YouTubers, people who can sell the game, who get the views and can advertise the game in its best light. But I think it's really important to listen to people who don't have that platform but are playing it week in, day out. Not neglecting those people, because those are the people who are buying your game. And if you listen to the community as a whole, rather than just certain individuals, then I think a lot of problems could be fixed much sooner. So I just feel like each year that there's a lot of hype for this game, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love to play the Formula 1 games. It's my passion, and I love racing. But I feel the games need to be much further ahead than they are, and Codemasters are very good at marketing. That's something they're good at. They're good at generating the hype. Same with EA as well. But in terms of the final product, I think that I'm hoping that it's going to be a much bigger improvement, because from this trailer all we got was a release date, and then there's going to be more trailers to come. I have no doubt about that as well. But I'm just really interested to hear what your thoughts are on this. What do you feel needs to improve in terms of the game? And don't go so much on like the features, but in terms of the fundamentals, what do you think have been the biggest issues in the past, whether that's in the game or out the game? How would you change things yourself? Because I think the potential is 100% there, but I think the final product definitely needs to be a lot more polished. Because the racing, we tend to forget those issues when we have good races, and if the other issues were fixed, then I think we could just have an absolutely incredible experience. And F1 is a huge sport, EA coming in is a massive company. I'm really hoping with the creativity and the resources that Codemasters and EA combined can actually make a product that's been the best it's ever been. That's what I am hoping for. So let me know what your thoughts are of the trailer and also what you would like to see in the actual F1 game and what we were discussing here. So thank you so much, and I will catch you very, very soon. Peace.